Hello, Nick here from TechNuovo and welcome back to the channel. A while back I tried out the ScreenBar Pro from BenQ and I've been using it ever since, on and off, whenever I'm working at home or gaming. It's been great and I didn't think you could really get much better, but I've since swapped over to the ScreenBar Halo 2 with its handy little remote control and backlight, and I shan't be going back. Out of the box, it looks very similar to other ScreenBars BenQ have on offer, and I think they all look very sleek, modern, and that follows suit with the Halo 2. It has a gunmetal finish, hints of black, and should blend in nicely with your PC monitor. It has a linear LED strip to the front, plus a U-shaped light at the rear for background lighting. It's 50 centimeters in length, will effectively work with any size of monitor, and I've been using it with my 34-inch ultra-wide and think it fits perfectly. The clamp used to keep it in place is compatible with monitor thicknesses of between 0.43 and 6 centimeters and a curvature of 1000 to 1800 R. In terms of specification and features, the ScreenBar has a backlight to the rear plus the asymmetrical linear light to the front, which BenQ are saying will help eye fatigue from dim environments, and I do agree. I think it has helped me. The backlight reduces contrast between screen brightness and the surrounding environment, while the front light delivers a consistent 500 lux over an 85 by 50 centimeter area, ensuring balanced illumination across your keyboard and workspace. This handy illustration from BenQ highlights the brightness delivered depending on how far away the light is from an object. You'll note the backlight has up to 450 nits of brightness, but as you move back, that obviously drops off. This applies to the front too, right below the ScreenBar, greater than 1000 lux, which is very, very high. Then as you move away, it drops off. I think the 85 by 50 centimeter ring at 500 lux is the most realistic positioning of your keyboard and the lux achieved. For reference, the industry standard lux level for office lighting at 0.75 meter reference plane, i.e. your desk, is 500 lux, but bear in mind that's delivered by a ceiling light, not a monitor light. Glare, a big consideration with lighting and screens. Well, BenQ say there is zero glare thanks to a patented 8-section reflector, various angles and adjustments. The ScreenBar has a very slight adjustment in the angle, so you can tilt it to suit your requirements. The light source is LED, as mentioned before, so it's very efficient. Color rendering is noted at RA95, and this is the way the light represents colors in its true form. And sometimes you'll see lights offering RA of 80, which is good, but the ScreenBar hits 95, which is even better, and will provide you with near on perfect color representation of items on your desk, depending on the color temperature. Power consumption is up to 15 watts via USB-C, either into the wall socket or PC Direct. We've got adjustable color temperature and brightness, automatic switch on as you sit down, all controlled by a very sleek remote control that sits next to your keyboard. The price £149 here in the UK right now. Setup is very straightforward. It's a matter of fixing the ScreenBar to the top of your monitor with the clamp and then plug it into your nearby socket. The USB-C cable attached to it is 1.5 meters long. Moving on to controls, and I have to say, having a remote control to control the ScreenBar rather than having the controls built into the bar itself and having to look on top of the bar and press a button like with the Pro model I tried before is fantastic and makes it so much easier to use. It is a round remote control with an integral battery that will need charging via USB-C at times. It has a rotary control to the perimeter with touch buttons in the middle. It has one circular rubber foot which helps keep it in place on your desk, and the buttons are ever so slightly angled towards you so you can see them easily, which is great. There are 7 touch buttons in total. Moving around clockwise, you have color temperature, brightness control, light selection, either front on, back on, or both on. Then the power on and off button, although there is a push button on the underside of the remote too. Then favorite mode, auto dimming, and presence detection. The last button is the rotary dial itself, which has a smooth endless rotation where you can adjust the color temperature or brightness. You just select that mode and then spin clockwise to increase, anti-clockwise to decrease. I think the modes are pretty self-explanatory and they are detailed in the instructions, but to summarize, color temperature 2700 Kelvin, which is a very warm yellow light, and adjustable all the way up to 6500K, which is a very cool light. Dimming 1 to 100%, and both the front and back light can be dimmed either together or separately. So you could have the rear light at 100% for some nice ambient lighting, then the front being much lower at maybe 50%, or you can dim them both together at the same time. This also applies to the color temperature too, having them both the same or different levels. Favorite mode: if you adjust the brightness, color temperature and light mode of the lamp, then press and hold the heart button. It will remember those settings, so at any time you can press that button and it will change to those settings saved. Presence detection mode: hit that button and every time you walk up to your desk, the light will turn on automatically as long as it's powered. You can also adjust the detection time when it turns off, and you can set it to 3, 5, 10 or 15 minutes. The sensor associated with this is at the front of the clamp under the bar, and if you look for it, you can probably find it quite easily. The detection area away from the sensor is about 60 centimeters, give or take, so you can still walk into the room and it not necessarily turn on, but when you get closer to the desk, it probably will. Now imagine you have 2 monitors or maybe more, and you also have a Halo 2 above each of them. Well, BenQ are saying you can pair a single controller to multiple screen bars and control them all together, which I think is a very neat feature. Overall performance has been really good. Light output is more than bright enough, and color representation looks very good at around 4000K. Glare, I'm not really having any problems with that at all, regardless of what angle the screen bar is at. I do have a white desk, so sometimes the light can reflect up, and you could say a small amount of glare can be seen on the very bottom of my monitor, but it's not in my line of sight and causing me any problems. The controls work well. I love the remote. I love the backlight too. It really adds to the overall environment of my office and also adds a little accent lighting while shooting videos too. Price is £149 here in the UK, which some may feel is a tad expensive, but this is a premium piece of kit and I think it warrants that price tag. Desk space is sometimes at a premium nowadays, and to remove the need for a desk lamp, replacing that space with something else and having the light on top of your monitor, that's a big bonus in my opinion. Negatives: nothing major. The remote control grip against the desk was okay, but I found sometimes when rotating around, the whole thing would move, which got a little bit annoying. There was also some delay between controller and light response, but it wasn't that noticeable. So there we have it. That is a wrap on this video. I am going to keep the bar on my monitor, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below and I'll try and get back to you.